Is that the castle beyond the Goblin City?
Turn back, Sarah. Turn back before it's too late.
I can't. Don't you understand that I can't?
What a pity.
It doesn't look that far.
It's further than you think. Time is short.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Frankenstein's podcast, where it's all about the monster. We are a creature feature podcast about monsters and why we love them. I'm one of your hosts, Joe Praska, and with me is
your other host, Khalid Hussein.
What's going on, Khalid?
What's up, Joe?
Not much. Just chilling. How are you?
Not great. Just hours ago, if you can believe it, I accidentally dropped a bottle of hot sauce on my carpet, and it broke. So it's very much like the Kevin's chili episode of The Office. It's getting everywhere. I keep accidentally rubbing my eyes after.
Oh no!
This is hell.
My concern is the cat. Has the cat tried to lick the hot sauce yet?
No, the cat is wiser than me and has gotten a lot less of the hot sauce on him.
Okay, good for the cat.
He's like, that's all you, brother.
that is rough. Not only because like you got glass and hot sauce ever, but then you just like lost a good bottle of hot sauce too. Like,
right? It was like full, dude. It was Cholula too, which like. I don't know. I feel like this is like pre-tariffs Cholula, so like we're gonna be able to get back, like what a waste.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Got something that might cheer you up though, Khalid.
A new carpet?
Not that up enough, I guess.
Okay, what?
we got a very special guest today.
We do.
Yes, I am going to go ahead and bring in our guest. Shiromi Arserio is returning to the podcast after joining us back in our Xenomania series. She's an award-winning audiobook narrator and voice actor. Narrated, I think, closer to 300 than 250 audiobooks, particularly known as an accent chameleon. She has just written her first novel, a fantasy story titled The Order of Grimm, with a sequel on the way. Welcome back to the podcast, Shiromi.
Hey, thank you for having me back.
How you been?
Really good. Yeah. It's been like I feel like I'm just in a whirlwind of activity all the time though, between writing and editing the sequel and marketing and recording audiobooks. I don't really know where I am most of the time.
It's a lot. Hopefully you love what you do.
I do, but I'm saying yes a lot.
Yeah.
Like, no.
There's always a line. Even if you love it, you got to like take breaks, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Too much of a good thing.
Yeah.
So I actually just recently finished reading The Order of Grimm. I don't know if you may not have listened to the podcast regularly, but in my What the Fandom segment a couple episodes ago, I recommended it to our listeners because I really enjoyed it.
Oh, I'm so glad you did. It's still really weird for me to talk to people about it. It's like it was a book that I started writing back in 2022, and now it's finally out there in the world, and it's like, okay, people actually seem to be enjoying it, but, spending that long in that world and not knowing how it'd be received. But yay, I'm really glad that you liked it.
Yeah, it's really cool, and I think for anyone who hasn't heard me talk about it yet, it's been described, I think, as like it's like a heist story in like kind of a fantasy world. So I think the comparison's been like Ocean's 11 in fantasy, right? Very delightful. I think that there is like a cozy element to it, but it's also just a really engaging story, and it has some really interesting stuff to say. I know like human trafficking is sort of a central theme of it. You mentioned writing it in 2022. Was there any like particular inspirations you had for that book, or is it just kind of like, I had this idea kicking in my head?
Oh, well, I was on a ship in Antarctica at the time, and I just finished a different fantasy heist book. And, there's no internet access really, so all I was thinking was I want more of this type of book. And because I didn't have the internet, I couldn't actually go online and see all the other many fantasy heist books that actually are out there. So I just came up with my own. That's pretty much it.
That's great. I love that. What's the sequel? Do we have any updates on when the sequel's coming out?
So at the back of the book, I said coming summer 2025. It's getting more into the fall. Like it's looking like probably October.
Mm-hmm.
I hope. It's in the editing phase right now.
All right. Well, I am looking forward to it. Khalid.
Joe.
So I know that listeners who are clicking on this episode know what movie we're here to discuss. So it's not any surprise, even though you're going to introduce it. But I just wanted to ask you, do you know what they say about the labyrinth in this movie?
Who's they?
Just they in general.
Oh, they. Oh, they.
Yeah.
What did they say about the labyrinth?
Yeah, the labyrinth in the movie that she has to go through.
It's amazing.
Yep.
This is the only reason doing these bits with you is so nice. Like every once in a while, I can really just take the air out of it.
You know what, Khalid? That was an amazing response, and that's a segue. Khalid, what are we talking about today?
Thank you for asking, Joe. Today we're talking about the 1986 fantasy film Labyrinth, directed by Jim Henson, and I've got a synopsis written by your homeboy Khalid, me. It goes a little something like this. Would you rather babysit your kid brother or spend all night in an escape room? Goblin King Jareth cometh for an unrecognizable Jennifer Connelly as she ambles through the movie as Sarah's dopey friend Ludo. And Hoggle is there too.
What a monster!
They're creatures of the abstract that live off potential energy.
It's alive!
Nice. Very, very good description.
Thank you.
Real quick, little tiny bit of background for the movie before we start digging into some thoughts. So this came after one of Jim Henson's other big like fantasy films, The Dark Crystal. Brian Froud and Jim Henson kind of collaborated in that, and they wanted to create something with this, and their take initially was they want to do something a little lighter than The Dark Crystal, which was a lot darker than they'd kind of like had thought it would be. So then Froud suggested they should feature goblins, and had this like idea in his head as like a baby surrounded by goblins, which I don't know why in his mind that's less dark, but apparently created a strong visual image along with like his just idea that goblins traditionally steal babies, and the plot was born. So with that background out of the way, Shiromi, I wanted to ask you right away. You're the one who kind of suggested this movie to us. It's something that it's one that you seem to love. Can you tell us your thoughts on it?
Yeah. Oh gosh, this is it's funny that you mentioned The Dark Crystal because I watched The Labyrinth first. And I remember being a little disappointed by The Dark Crystal. To be fair, I watched it when it came out, when The Labyrinth came out, so I was 7. And then I watched The Dark Crystal probably pretty close after that. And yeah, I guess it felt slow and weird. And at 7 years old, it definitely, they were right. They needed the goblins and the music and all that kind of stuff to engage a kid. But yeah, it's been a big part of my life, if I'm being honest. I had like all the books that were out at the time. As I got older, like in the late 90s and early 2000s, Brian Froud's art started appearing in, bookstores and whatnot. So I fell in love with Brian Froud's work as well. In fact, I actually got to meet the Frouds and Toby, actually, in Portland, because Toby Froud at the time was working for Leica.
Oh,
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's a heck of a career.
Yeah.
I mean, he had a lot of really creative people that he was surrounded by growing up, But yeah, I always just loved that movie as a kid. I weirdly, I don't have a younger sibling, but I always saw myself as Sarah. And Khalid, you left off in your description Sir Didymus. I really like Sir Didymus.
Sir Didymus is good. There was too many to name ultimately. I mean, you saw I had to give like as much of a nod to Hoggins or Hoggle. Sorry, they're making me mess up his name now.
Yeah, you're like Jareth, right? Hoggle.
Or a Hogwart. That was a good one too.
That was good.
But yeah, there was a lot of standout characters.
I loved learning that Toby, the baby, was Toby Froud, Brian Froud's son. And there's like a little trivia piece that I read that just like was very funny. The fact that like the script called for the baby to be named Freddie, but in true baby sense, like he did not respond to the name Freddie. So they were like, it's just gonna be his real name.
What's the crazier name for a baby, Toby or Jareth?
I don't know. I wonder if there's any Jareths after this.
That's
movie.
what I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, there's like that graph that people always have like pulled out, like all the babies named Khaleesi in 2009 or something.
Yep.
It's like it's just Jareth spiked in 86.
I mean, at least with Jareth, though, you know what you're getting. Khaleesi, how many people regretted that one?
Yeah.
You think there's a bigger regret rate for Khaleesi's than Jareth's?
I mean, you know Jareth was a villain, but he's
Right. He was like a cool villain. He sang songs
cool villain, yeah.
and like juggled babies. Nothing you couldn't overlook. Jared's a good hang.
Khalid, what were your thoughts? You had not seen this before, correct?
I had not. This is another one that slipped by my childhood. I really was just taken by it. It was I've never seen The Dark Crystal, so I don't have anything to compare it to. But yeah, I'm a fan of David Bowie, like as a musician. So it was really cool to see him just kind of like have his like funky little like song interludes. The puppetry is so well done. Like I'm beating a dead horse, but like animatronics, puppetry, all these things, like when you see like the amount of care and like craft that goes into it, it just you're that much more like charmed by the storytelling when you can see that much effort put into the design like that. I was won over by Jennifer Connelly as the lead. At first I was like, oh man, this is kind of stiff, but like weirdly enough, I feel like the second she stopped acting against people and started acting against like puppets, like she really just like locked in. Like she really like got the formula, and like everything just like moved with like that zippy kid logic that like makes movies like this so fun. I thought the puppets were really hilarious in like a very like adult, like self-aware kind of a way. Yeah, I mean, I was thoroughly impressed and amused by all of it. So that's my first glance. What about you, Joe?
So I had spent a lot of my life thinking that I had watched this as a kid, and I realized that I did not. Like I started this and I was like, I don't remember any of this. Like I think like I remember imagery from it, but I must not have. So thank you for bringing this to us, because now I finally have watched it. I had it on my shelf. I had the Blu-ray of it. Like I bought the 4K. I was like, oh, I love Labyrinth. It's great. And I was like, just assumed I'd watched it. But no. So now I have watched it, and it absolutely rules. I love it. Like it's so I do have more of a connection with Jim Henson than necessarily this movie per se. Like I grew up big fan of the Muppets. Like the Muppets were my jam. Watch all those movies over and over again. Had them on like VHS tape. I would like go to like the Blockbuster, the Hollywood Video, and try to get like deep cut Muppets, like some of the older ones that Henson produced, like pre Muppet movie, pre Muppet Show. Because I was just like, I want more of this. So it's surprising I didn't do Labyrinth then, but so I just loved like the puppetry and like seeing it. I just feel like there was like a different level of puppetry like in this. Like the Muppets, like that they're supposed to be puppets, but there's like an element in this where it's like, okay, you're like interacting as if they're almost like it's just a different style of doing creature effects in a movie like this. And so that was a really fun like different place to see like Jim Henson working from, and also just hearing a lot of those voices that are doing different things that are part of the Muppets too. Like, so that was a blast. But I loved it. Like, I love just like the fantasy elements, the weirdness, like Clee, like you're saying, like the kid like logic. Like, there's not a lot of questioning of what's going on with Jennifer Connelly's character with Sarah. She's just kind of like, the Goblin King took him, and I'm just gonna, start this labyrinth. Like, she's more like frustrated that the labyrinth didn't make sense at first than the fact like, oh my god, I'm like not in my bedroom anymore, like,
Yeah.
which is fine. Like, you just keep rolling with it. I loved it. The characters are great. I loved, like, oh man, Ludo. I was so sad when he was being tormented by those goblins. Such a sweet little guy, or big guy.
Just let him talk to rocks, guys.
I know, right? But no, it was amazing. I ruled. David Bowie rocked. Did you guys see who was considered to be cast as Jareth prior to David Bowie?
No.
I thought like maybe Michael Jackson or somebody.
Michael Jackson was one.
Yeah.
Mick Jagger, it looked like, was another, and Prince.
I was gonna say, this seems like more. If it wasn't Bowie, Prince seems like the obvious next call.
Right.
And Sting. Sting was another one.
Okay.
I think
Sting is also on the list. Yeah, you'd call
I could
Sting
see
if
Sting.
Prince and and Bowie said no.
Yeah, I'm glad they went with Bowie ultimately. I think that's just, there's a coolness factor there. But I think of that list, I would have been intrigued to see like what a Prince would have brought to it.
Yeah. No, I'm also curious.
But yeah, it is kind of interesting too. I was trying to like note during this watch through like sort of the influences that like Jim Henson and Brian Froud had when like making this. I think there's like a pretty clear like Wizard of Oz comparison. I know that Maurice Sendak, like they had the Where the Wild Things Are like shout out in there too. Like you see that book, like it kind of combines those two in a sense, like Where the Wild Things Are, but also like a Wizard of Oz kind of story where she kind of gets the companions throughout the adventure. But it's kind of, I don't know. I think it's pretty much its own thing. It's pretty original in that sense.
Interesting. It's really interesting talking to two people that are adults watching it for the first time. No, seriously. 'Cause, I mean, I have this huge bias towards it because I watched it as a kid, but it's been interesting. I told you I did a rewatch of it the other night. And yeah, I mean, I was blown away. Like the choreography in the dance magic number with all the sheer amount of puppets involved.
Mm-hmm.
That was incredible to me as an adult to watch that.
Was there a lot of like differences to how you feel like watching it as an adult versus watching it as a kid?
I mean, a few things came to me. Obviously, like as I got older, there were things that I saw. I saw the weaknesses in Jennifer Connelly's performance early on. I also, saw that, okay, maybe Sarah isn't such a great person initially. Maybe her parents, her father and her stepmother aren't, terrible people for wanting her to take care of the baby occasionally. But yeah, there were some things that like hit me. I will say, like for just this watch through, I was seeing the scene where the what is she, the garbage lady?
Oh yeah, the like trash lady. Yeah,
trash lady comes in and she's piling stuff up on her, and for the first time I was like, oh, like I wonder if she was also like in Sarah's situation at one point, except that she didn't get pulled out of it, and so she became that, and that's what she was trying to do to Sarah by putting all the toys and stuff that she loved and can't let go of on top of her, which I'd never thought of before. And yeah, so
damn. I like that read. It's tragic. I like it though.
Yeah. There's definitely some dark stuff in this movie, and I loved Jareth's like final little monologue.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's very manipulative, but him saying that he did everything for her and turned the world upside down and it was exhausting. That was also like, ooh,
it's the kind of like manipulative way that like you talk to someone that's clearly still a child. It doesn't really hold up to scrutiny.
Oh yeah.
I think seeing Sarah, like we were talking, like, oh, she's probably could just step up and watch her brother once in a while. Like it's definitely like a consequence of like being an adult, and like for me, like having kids now, and I'm like, okay, like I as a parent would like to go out occasionally, but like I totally get that there's an element of like what she's supposed to be like 13 or 14, like
Oh, she's 15.
she's 15. Like it totally makes sense that like in that era of like being a teen, like you're feeling all sorts of feelings about things, and then it's a stepmom situation too. So like
Mhm.
we don't get like laid out backstory for who she is. So like at first I was kind of like, man, she's kind of a jerk right now, but like I'm like I it makes sense. And I think that there's the movie does like acknowledge that with some of like the journey that she has to take, where they're like, don't take things for granted, or something else. I feel like there's some other like messages that were like clearly stated to her about like how she
Oh yeah,
was
when she's
feeling.
talking about how like everything isn't fair.
That's right. That's
And-
right. How? Oh yeah, he had that great line that Jareth was like, well, "With what context are you judging this?" And
Yeah,
there's
he's
not
like,
being fair.
how, this is unfair compared to all the other times that you've been kidnapped by puppet goblins. Like,
Yeah,
shut up.
exactly. Yes.
That's a good point. That would have shut me up.
Yeah.
I will say, what I really liked about this world, and I definitely picked up less on where the wild things are, but more on the Wizard of Oz of it all.
Mhm.
What I liked about this world compared to the Wizard of Oz world is that, like, I feel like the whole world shuts down when Dorothy isn't in Oz. Like like lights go out, and it's kind of like a small world at Disneyland or something. And with this, I genuinely was like, oh yeah, I could see like these guys like get coffee. They have like a bowling league. Like this is a very like lived in. Like all of these characters feel like there's like a dimension to them beyond just like the hero's journey. So I like that. I think the closest thing I could compare it to is like the Roach aliens and Men in Black having coffee.
Yeah.
My mind just kept going like, yeah, the Roach guys have coffee with these guys. Like this is a very communal, like we're all just little crazy little guys. Like, so yeah, I really did appreciate that in the world building that they did.
Yeah, I never thought of that, but yeah, absolutely.
They're also just funny too. Like I love the goblins in the room in the bedroom in the beginning, like how they're waiting for her to say the words just right too.
Yeah.
Where'd she learn that rubbish? Doesn't even start with I wish.
It's really great. Yeah, like they're watching the movie with us.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask, Joe, what movie did you think you'd seen?
I don't know.
That
That's a great question. Like I think that it's just more so like I'd seen like the image of David Bowie, or like even maybe just the images of Ludo so much, just like either like on passing through it in like the video store, or even just like reading about Muppet stuff on the internet. Like maybe I just was like, yeah, I've seen that. I just like passed over in my mind. Like I'd totally seen this. Like
what if
I
you
just
just
thought
like
I had.
what if you just gaslight yourself into thinking you've watched a bunch of stuff that you like? Have you actually seen any Star Trek?
It's a great question. I don't know anymore.
What is real here?
What even is?
This is your Matrix moment, dude.
It really is. Labyrinth was my awakening here.
I realized that a lot of like the stuff that I had assumed was in Neverending Story was in this movie, because I hadn't seen that one either. Have you seen that one?
Great question. I don't know.
I'm just gonna
I don't know
undermine
anymore.
you every time now. Like you just talk about a movie you saw as a kid. It's like, did you see it though?
From now on, yeah. That's fair. I've earned that.
One of my favorite parts in the movie was when she's falling through the trapdoor in the hands catcher, and the hands are all like like they look like faces and then mouths. I was like, this is so inventive and like such a great like stretching the possibilities of what a puppet movie could be kind of logic that I really like. Just immediately I was like, yep, if I was a kid this would be like a defining movie for me too.
For sure. Yeah. There's like over 100 different pairs of like latex hands that they created and like wore for that scene, apparently. Pretty cool. How about you, Shiromi? What's some of your favorite bits or parts from this one?
You're asking me to choose.
It's too much.
Yeah, it kind of is. Let me see. I mean, I love Sir Didymus, so I love that fight. I love, the whole big fight, and then it turns out that he just needed to give them permission. So they're just like, "Well,
Yeah.
may we have your permission?" Um, God, I loved all of the goblins and all of their little conversations and stuff. There's just so much. There's every rewatch that I do, I notice something more that I didn't notice before, so it's tough for me to say. Um, but yeah, I do love Sir Didymus, and I love I love Ludo and Hoggle as well. I did really like the trash lady scene. I liked that. Um, her whole the whole fake out. She thinks she's home, but she's not. Yeah, no, I don't know. Choosing's very difficult.
Sir Didymus was cool. I thought that I was actually surprised that he joined the party at first, like having not watched this and like going along the journey. I was like, oh, he's just coming along with them. Like it was kind of a fun little addition. Like I liked his whole vibe in relation to the group too. Just like like ready to fight, just like in any capacity.
I was surprised on the rewatch just how late in the movie he shows up.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, he's a little ways down there in the bog of eternal stench, right?
Yeah.
So is it that he doesn't
Yeah,
mind
that
the
was
smell,
great.
or he can't smell?
I think he's just been there long enough that it just kind of,
It doesn't bother him.
yeah.
Yeah. Poor Ludo was like, smell bad.
Yo, he was stuck on that. I like even while fighting, he just kept coming back to how bad it smelled, and I was like, yeah, bog farts. The bog farts were gross.
Yeah, those were pretty gross.
yeah, it was gnarly. I could hear it so clearly that I could smell it.
Yeah, totally. I felt like Ludo got some like chewy energy a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially there,
Yeah.
like in that original Star Wars when he's like, I don't want to go down to the trash compactor thing.
Well, you got to think they're all hair, so like that's whatever they touch is gonna get stuck even worse.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
That's a
Yeah.
great point. That's a great point. Ugh, gross. I liked all the parts in the labyrinth, like the center with Jareth and his like little crew of goblins when they're just like interludes of them singing a bunch. I did read that the initial plan was to not ever show the center of the labyrinth until like the very end, but once they got the David Bowie like signed on, they're like, okay, we gotta probably cut to it to show him doing some stuff because we have him, like you just have to.
Yeah. Yeah, that blows my mind that they would not have done that. That's just
Yeah,
you have to.
you gotta. I was like, I think I gasped audibly when he threw Toby up so high that one time. like I know it's not a real baby at that point, but I was like, oh my god.
You went for it though.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
He hooked that thing up.
I feel like I think Jim Henson said in an interview I was doing research for this that like 3 of the hardest things to work with on movies are like dogs, puppets, and babies, and they had all of those here, so it was like a really difficult like shoot, which totally makes sense. But I was like reading about like trying like having had babies, like my own kids when they were little, like babies are notoriously hard to like get to do what you want them to do. So like how do they get like the kid, like Toby was a pretty good actor, right? Like it sounds like in the first scene, the magic dance scene, when he's crying, they actually filmed much of that and they weren't able to get him cry because he was so like happy and like laughed at the puppets so much. So they actually had to film most of the scene and then wait till he was too tired. He was like too tired to continue, and then cry was just like an I'm tired and done cry. And they're like, let's get like a few moments of him like being tired and crying so we can put it in, like splice it in with this shot. And there's another part when he's with David Bowie, and apparently like Bowie had to like off camera like hold like a hand puppet and like make funny faces with the hand puppet while he was doing this little monologue. So like Toby would be distracted by that at times. It was like, yeah, they kind of really went for it.
Yeah, that's challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love to imagine like Bowie just like doing this dramatic monologue and just having like a hand puppet off screen. It works for him.
Yeah.
Crystal balls though. Do you see that like when he like does the juggling of the crystal balls?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know this trivia piece from me about the hands?
There's somebody behind him doing that. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
wondering how he was doing it because I was like, that's probably like that looked like it took practice, even with 2 of the balls.
Yeah, it was apparently a like a juggler choreographer who like was behind David Bowie and like put his hands through and like did it. So this guy basically did all that blind. Like he wasn't looking. He was like had his face behind him. So like it's even more impressive when you think about it
Yeah,
that way.
knowing that that's how that worked, I was watching that scene, looking at that going, that's crazy.
Yes. Yeah, that was cool. I really like that. Like that's just it just lends itself to all this like wild, like practical, like basically wizardry with puppets. And like not
Yeah.
only are they like manipulating these puppets, but they're just like fake hands there suddenly. It's
I mean,
great.
yeah, you see the effort, but it all looks like play. And I feel like that's like the magic trick of a movie like this is like you see how hard it all is and you don't think anybody like was pissed about any of it. Like they're like, we get to do this.
Yeah. Also love the sort of like MC Escher like
Oh yeah.
stairways at the end. That was really cool and creative looking. You can tell there's a lot of matte paintings in this, which I also love.
Yeah,
That
movie
first
was
shot of the castle at the beginning when like it changes
Mhm.
from like outside of her window to the castle in the labyrinth.
Mm-hmm.
That was a cool matte painting.
Way cool. Should we monster it up?
Let's monster.
So this is the part in the podcast where we really dig into like the monster elements of a movie that we watch. So in terms of this one, apparently this movie took about 5 months to film, complicated shoot due to the puppets and animatronic creatures. They apparently spent about a year and a half building the puppets and the characters prior to beginning shooting. Most of the effects were all in camera. There are some exceptions, though. Apparently, the owl in the beginning, which surprise is CGI, I don't think surprise to anyone, but it apparently was the first true use of what was meant to be realistic CGI animal in film during those opening credits.
Unsuccessful.
Wow.
Like I was like, I read that trivia piece before watching it, so I was kind of like, oh, is that what they're referring to? Which I don't want to.
Like, you remember those like old play school laptops we'd have as kids with like the like cruddy animation? Like that's what it felt like. Like it felt like I opened it up and like that just started playing.
It's like a screensaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't want to shit on it too much. I mean, they probably put a lot of work into it.
I'm sure they were very proud of it at the time.
Probably were. I don't know if they are now, but maybe they were then.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've seen bowling animations that are more credible.
Yeah. So specifically monsters, we got Hoggle. I think Hoggle's an interesting one. This is kind of the one we see the most, and I think it might be one of the most intricate of the creature like suits. Sherry Weiser was the actor who was inside of the suit, and it took 4 puppeteers led by Brian Henson, so Jim Henson's son, controlling 18 motors inside the face rig, manipulating a mechanical mitt on the right hand, and Henson himself controlled the jaw movements and provided the voice. So wild,
Wow.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. According to there's a book. Shiromi, did you say you read the book?
I have the novelization. I had another version that had lots of pictures in it when I was a kid, and then I have like the big one that came out about the movie, which is really weird because then I was seeing stuff on Wikipedia that I didn't know, even though I have the books. Maybe I didn't read it.
That's okay.
What's real?
Exactly. What even is real? Yeah. I'm with you.
Pretty apropos movie to have this realization on.
It totally is, because okay, I'm gonna come back to the monster stuff in a moment. But yeah, at the end, like when she's kind of like, was this real? But she does get to dance with them at the end. Like, was that just in her mind? I don't know. I'm gonna say it's real.
Yeah,
What do you guys think?
real? Yeah, I'm team real.
Yeah.
Let's
I
go.
like that ending better than the Wizard of Oz to me.
Yeah,
Where it's just like, well, you're in it and you're in it. That's more like a dream, right?
Yeah.
But this one
And it's also like there's a lot of scenes without her in it that I'm just like, she's not that clever. I don't think that she could like come up with like that kind of banter that doesn't even include her.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if she could come up with those songs.
So I'm sorry, Sarah, you have not proven to me that you are on that level in terms of musicianship.
But yes, so according to the novelization, though, they said Hoggle is a gnome, but Brian Froud said he's a half dwarf, half goblin. So
sure,
yeah,
okay, I did not know that
distinction.
I don't know if there's a debate there or it's just different quotes at different times, but
interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Shiromi, they feel like you have like lots of like thoughts of this movie since you grew up with it. Like, what are your thoughts? Is this gnome or half dwarf, half goblin mean anything to you?
Not at all, but I definitely don't. I wouldn't have thought gnome.
Yeah,
just because he doesn't seem gnome-like to me. But half goblin, half dwarf, I could maybe see that.
I think that works.
Yeah.
I thought gnome. I thought he reminded me of a garden gnome, the way that his like face was designed. It felt very gnomish.
I see. Oh, yeah, garden gnome. I see that.
Yeah, but then everybody calls Jareth the Goblin King, so I was like, oh, I guess surely he's a goblin.
I mean, does David Bowie look like what you think goblins look like?
He looks like what a Goblin King would look like in my mind.
Fair.
Yeah.
I love how we get introduced to Hoggle too.
And then
how is it again?
He's just peeing.
Oh God.
And in the city, at the end, there's like a fountain there with like Hoggle looking. Yeah. Like peeing into a fountain. Like a Hoggle looking statue.
That's great.
Again, though, that's like what I'm talking about. The people of Oz, do they pee? I don't know.
But we get that here. Yeah, you're right. It's way more fleshed out.
Exactly. This movie just gets it.
It really does. World building wise, they do. Yeah. It's crazy to think this was, I think, considered like it got really mixed reviews when it came out. And I guess that was it really bummed Jim Henson out for a while. Like he was pretty bummed about that because he died in 1990, which is not terribly long after this came out. But I guess his son did say that Jim Henson was aware of like the cult following that the movie kind of got, and that people came to appreciate it more after it came out. So I guess hopefully he was happy about that.
Yeah, I was surprised to read that it wasn't a hit, just because like I said, I remember when it came out and everybody that I knew in school had watched it, whether it was because their parents wanted to take them to see it because of David Bowie or what, I don't know. But I was surprised to read that. But I'm glad that he learned that it had a cult following.
Yeah. He just seems like such a I mean, I don't know him personally, but he seems like such a a warm person, like Jim Henson just brought so much joy to the world with his creations,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unlike a lot of people where it's like, don't meet your heroes or don't learn about your heroes. He seems like he actually was a nice person that, was good to work with.
Right. And you got to work hard to be that good at puppets.
Yeah, you can't really fake it till you make it with that.
No, not at all. Gotta talk about my guy Ludo though. Ludo was awesome. Apparently that puppet was pretty challenging, being like probably the biggest one. Two puppeteers sort of shared the burden on that. It was Ron Miuk, I'm not sure if I pronounce it right, and Rob Mills. So the character was developed by Ron, the first one, and he was the major performer, and they alternated between the two wearing the suit. So it's a very, very large costume with lots of sophisticated equipment on the inside. So on the inside, there is actually like two tiny like screen monitors that were strapped, so they were able to sort of like see out of the costume, and they would also be able to see what was being filmed by like the movie camera at the time, so they could kind of see different things. There was a tiny camera that was hidden inside of Ludo's horn that broadcast into the suit, and that was mainly there to make sure that they didn't walk into things while on set. And then 3 other puppeteers operated like remote devices to control the facial expressions and movements. So very complex prop there for Ludo.
Worth it.
Wow.
100% worth it. Yeah, he ruled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I assumed it took something like a NASCAR pit crew to operate him, and worth it.
For sure. I actually I feel like, so Brian Henson, I don't know if you guys know this, did he took over a lot of the Muppet voices after Jim Henson passed away. That's I don't know which one specifically he did. Do you guys know that?
Oh, not off the top of my head.
Because I felt like when I found out it was Brian Henson who did the voice of Hoggle, I was like, because at first I was like, oh, that's Frank. It sounds like Frank Oz because it had like a Yoda vibe almost. But I mean, Frank Oz was in this movie in a different part. But yeah, I mean, he kind of really like blends right in there with his voice work. I'm pretty impressed. Yeah, he was great. Did you guys notice all of the like characters that were like, I'm like kind of placed within Sarah's room in the very beginning when we had that first like pan through?
Oh yeah, there's actually a prop maker who created this whole reproduction of Sarah's room. Like, I guess all the different walls with all the different things in there that tie into the movie. It's pretty cool. But yeah, no, I love like that little pan and the new things that I notice. I think David Bowie is in a picture on the dresser because he's supposed to be like in the novelization. He looks like the guy that her mother is dating. Her mother's an actress, and that's kind of part of her whole backstory.
That's an interesting level to it.
Now that I think about it.
Yeah. That is very interesting that he looks like the guy that her mom is dating. Because do you feel like
that's
I feel like
her dad, right? Because that's her stepmom.
The dad in the beginning, that's her dad. Yeah. So the picture is apparently who her like biological mom is dating.
Okay.
Yeah, her biological mother is an actress, and that's why she wants to be an actress, and that's why she has all those posters and stuff from plays, and why she's rehearsing a play. And the picture is supposed to be like her mother and her dashing co-star.
Damn. That's very interesting. There's like a little bit of like weird, almost like romantic tension in that dance sequence, right? Or am I like, yeah.
No, yeah.
That's there, right? Like I wasn't like misreading that.
Again, in the novelization, he tries to kiss her.
Ooh.
And I was looking that up, and people were saying that like, and I don't know if this is true, that was something that they were going to have, but Bowie had said no.
Probably a good call.
Yeah.
Ahead of his time.
Yeah, she's 15.
Yeah.
But I guess like you could kind of make the case, like, especially if it's like her mom's like going off with these like, you know, dashing celebrities, like maybe there's like, I don't know, like I'm sure there was a lot of, you know, young girls at the time that dreamed of, you know, dancing with David Bowie. Like that's probably very exciting, you know, some like wish fulfillment element to that.
It's very reverse Oedipal.
Yeah.
Which is what we all want from our children's puppet movies.
Absolutely.
You know what didn't pass the Bechdel test? Oedipus. Like, let's update that. Huh?
Gosh. So is there any, having read the novelization, is there any other like striking, like interesting, like insights that it added or like just differences?
It's been so long since I read the novelization. I don't think so. Mostly what you get is the Sarah backstory that
Okay.
just isn't so much in the movie. And I'll be honest, I didn't even remember the whole near kiss thing in the ballroom. It's just that other people said that. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, it is in there. But yeah, mostly it's just sort of her backstory and her relationship to her stepbrother, as she calls it, her half brother, who is half nothing to do with her.
Yeah.
She's a little bit of an asshole. Yeah. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, how does the book resolve it at the end? Like, does it come down on a this is real, this is not real thing? I need to pick it up. Ooh.
Yeah,
I mean,
good
is the
question.
lesson the same in that there kind of is no lesson? I don't know. I remember just getting to the end and like at one point she's like trying to remember her lines because that's what gets her out of it. And I was like, was that always the case? Like, was she having trouble with her lines? I can't remember that being like, is this a callback or are they just introducing this now? Like,
That was at the beginning in the park,
Yeah.
right? Like she was like
Yeah.
trying to practice. Was it a book or a play that she was in? I don't know. She's just practicing like the lines from a story that she was reading.
yeah, the Labyrinth or whatever that she's acting in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's exactly it.
Which that almost lends credence to the fact that maybe it is imagined because she was like reading it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, or maybe just the Labyrinth is a true story in her world.
Or maybe you still haven't seen the movie, Joe.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
That's always going to be on the table now.
Speaking of things that are on the table, Khalid. So how? Let's transition to our fight or flirt segment.
Let's do it.
Tell us what that means.
Yeah, so fight or flirt, if this is your first time listening to the show, it's kind of exactly what it sounds like. Would I fight with the creature in question or flirt with them to get out of certain death? What's the creature for this one that we're doing?
I was going with Jareth.
Fight or flirt David Bowie?
Mm-hmm.
Flirt. I'm only human. What?
It's not even a question.
The Goblin King brings me down to the bachelor pad. We're just hanging out. It's me, Jareth, and Hoggle just seeing what's on streams for the night. That's awesome. Yeah, jokes aside, he doesn't really seem too committed to like punishing or like hurting anybody. It seems like he really just likes running an escape room. So I don't know. I don't really sense malice from him. I don't sense any like bad intentions. So I would definitely flirt with him if that was the option.
Yeah, I mean, how could you not? Like, it's kind of the obvious choice in this one, isn't it?
I mean, rarely, if ever, do the monsters I have to choose from look like David Bowie. So that did make things easier.
Totally. I was having a conversation with Nicole like earlier the day before we were watching this. We're like talking about movies and just like asking like, oh, what is the scariest movie? And then one of the questions like, what is the sexiest movie? And I was like, I don't know, it's a hard one. And then I put on the DVD of this and it just was a big picture of David Bowie in that costume. I was like, maybe this.
There's a strong argument to be made.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but my eyes were immediately drawn to one area of the costume. I was like, wow, that's a choice.
The pants.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe. I was gonna say the wig. No.
Right. Oh gosh. Yeah, that was definitely a choice that they made in a kids movie.
Right. Speaking of awakenings, yeah.
Truly. I can only imagine. A lot of kids probably figured some stuff out early because of this.
But yeah, this movie rules. Any other thoughts you guys have about this one? Like just general thoughts about the movie, the monsters, or anything like that?
I love the like mischievous nature of the goblins. Like when like she was trying to like mark the stones to see which way she went so she wouldn't get lost, and they would just like immediately come up and turn it around. I was like, you jerks. That's adorable.
That was great.
But again, that goes back to the whole that there's a whole world out there. You know, she's messing up their stuff. So
yeah, right. Just. Yeah. These tourists come in to start graffitiing our cobblestones.
Exactly.
Not cool, Sarah.
I loved this movie. I've been struggling though because I know that they're talking. I don't know how far into the talks for like a sequel, and I'm like, I don't even know how you would do that. Because it's one of those movies of its time. It's very much a movie of its time.
Oh, yeah.
Even the dark elements and stuff I feel like was pretty common back in the day, you know? So, yeah, I don't know, like, how they would do that. And I can't remember the name of the director who's supposedly attached. I think it's the director of Nosferatu.
Oh.
Which really?
Interesting, yeah.
Eggers, right?
Yeah, Robert Eggers.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting choice.
Well.
I mean, I'd be curious to see what he would do with it, but like, I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Like this just feels like such an open and shut kind of movie. Like, yeah, we're debating the ending a little bit, like for funsies, but like, I like it's a story. It's like a storybook element. Like you hear the little story, you close it up. That's it. Like I don't need the next chapter of Labyrinth necessarily. I don't know. Like, I mean, perhaps it could be great, but I don't know. Not everything needs to be brought back, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they would do that. And it seems like if Robert Eggers does it, then it's going to be probably more dark, more adult.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes away. I don't know. I just don't know how that would work. And who would you have as Jareth? That's the other thing I was thinking. Like, I mean, you named a bunch of people, but again,
a lot of them are dead too now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Of a certain time period, like I don't know that we have those kind of people with huge personas, those kind of celebrities.
Jojo Siwa. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's like a musician that would step into like a role like that. That's just like some sort of icon. Like there are plenty of icons out there, but like this kind of like, I don't know.
I don't know if he can act, but Lil Nas X would be an interesting choice.
That's a really interesting one. Wow. Lil Nas X, yeah.
Yeah.
That is a good choice. That's actually a really good choice. Huh. I would watch that.
You heard him, X.
Yeah. Robert Eggers directing Lil Nas X.
This sounds like a 30 Rock movie. Like one of the fake ones they would like mention. Lemon, I've got Robert Eggers directing the Labyrinth remake. Lil Nas X is going to play Jareth.
Oh my god. Yeah.
All right. Sounds like somebody owes us money.
Yeah.
That's a $1 billion idea, writes itself.
Well, yeah, we wrote it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. All right. On that note, we should do our very final segment of our show is our our What the Fandom segment, in which we all go around and share like one or two things that we're just kind of into at the moment, reading, watching, listening to, visit it. It could be anything. Like we've said, stores in the past, even just something that we're kind of into that we want to recommend. Doesn't have to do with anything to do with monsters or Labyrinth. Shiromi, I'll let you go last because I always forget to tell our guests about this segment, so you can think. Khalid, what the fandom with you this week?
Thank you, Joe. I am very, very glad you asked this week because my What the Fandom is going to be the new Ryan Coogler movie, Sinners, which does actually have to do with monsters. It is a awesome, rollicking good time if you're a fan of like period films and vampires and action and just great, awesome, sexy actors just doing their thing. This movie has it all. It's a great date movie. Definitely don't bring the kids. But yeah, it was just I feel like I'm just like joining the chorus of people singing this movie's praises at this point because it's just such a runaway hit. But if you're looking for just one more reason to go, let this be it. It's a good time. I was just smiling thinking about the movie after I left it, and yeah, it's just Ryan Coogler is just one of those guys now. Like it's a real treat in the same way that like young Spielberg and getting to see like the next thing he made is like such a treat and a privilege. Like we are in privileged times in some senses, and so go check out Sinners wherever it's playing. Joe, what about you? What's the fandom with you?
Thanks for asking, Khalid. I'm very excited to see Sinners. I have not yet, but we are going to try our best that the next night out is going to be that for sure. So very much looking forward to. But on a kind of similar note, our kids are like an age where like having our family come watch the kids, like put them to bed is a lot easier now, like no more diapers and stuff. And so we have this year, 2025 has been the year that we've gotten out to like movies way more than ever before for like the last like at least 6 or 7 years. And the most recent one that we went to see about like a couple weeks ago, we saw Death of a Unicorn, the one with Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, which is an A24 movie. And I know it got like I think it got like kind of mixed reviews critically. And I have some friends that were like kind of mad at it. Some liked it more than others. But I actually really dug it. Like it's got some odd tone choices, but I think the tone kind of worked. Like it's very much a satire movie, and it's very much like an anti-capitalist fable. And I just loved all of those elements of it. The actors were really fun. Will Poulter's in it too. He was great. It's surprisingly like gory, like it's really gory and very much so R-rated, which I think I think you see a trailer like that, he's like, oh, this could be like this just a funny Paul Rudd PG-13 movie or something. But like they go hard with some of the unicorn violence, and it's very fun to see, I think, and interesting for like from a horror monster movie fan. So in general, just to piggyback off of your Sinners rec, like I am pro going to see just cool like original movie ideas in theaters as much as we can. Like I know it's hard and there's various reasons why it's hard to make it out to theaters, but I like if you can, like it's cool to check out those movies and support them when we can. So that will be that's my recommendation. That's my fandom for this week. Death of a Unicorn. If it's still in your theaters, check it out. And finally, Shiromi, what about you? What the fandom with you?
Okay. Well, I definitely want to check out both of those. Pretty much anything that A24 puts out, I want to support. You know, even if I'm not entirely on board with it, I just feel like we need more of that kind of thing, right?
True.
My What the Fandom this week is actually, it's a TV show that was canceled at least a couple of years ago, called The After Party on Apple Plus. And I'd never heard of it. It is there's been a huge run on whodunit comedies, and this is another one of those whodunit comedies. It has Tiffany Haddish in it as the detective. It has Sam Richardson, Ben Schwartz, bunch of comedians are in it. But what I really liked about it was that each episode kind of replays the events based on somebody's one particular character's point of view. Because I feel like a lot of the whodunits that we see has a ton of filler in there. Or, they have to put in red herrings and stuff just to, pump out those episodes. But each one has a, different character's POV. And because everybody thinks they're the hero of their own story, they also have like kind of a different theme. They leaned really hard into it in season 2. But like even in season 1, it's like one of the characters, he thinks he's kind of the action star. So he has this whole fight sequence that obviously didn't happen, and this whole like, chase sequence that didn't happen like that. And it's really fun to see how things how their differing points of views, how their points of views differ. And also, my favorite part is that the writers are so into the whole just mystery and putting clues out there that there's kind of a meta level of clues in there. So in the first episode, I think they had like a blinking red light that had like Morse code that said not so and so, and they wouldn't like give it away. It'd be like not the and somebody's like nickname that you'll find out later down the road, but it gives somebody a clue. And they get progressively harder in each episode. So sometimes it starts off being Morse code, and then it's these crazy puzzles that people on the internet way smarter than me have figured out. But it was fun, I like the sort of the meta level of it.
That sounds awesome. I think I remember seeing the trailers for that, but I love when like movies and shows like play with the medium in like different ways like that, where like you're saying, like these meta elements that just like add like a different layer to it. Like I love that stuff. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, great recommendation. And truly, thank you so much for coming back on the podcast. I think like it's one thing to thank people for just being a guest, but then if you're like had a nice enough time that you're willing to like join us again for another thing, like that's a different level. So I just want to thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you. I really like nerding out with you guys.
Oh, likewise.
Do you have any I know we talked about your book, but do you have any like other like audiobooks that have come out that you've narrated since the last time we've chatted that folks could look out for?
Cestia, I believe, is coming out in 2 weeks. It's either 2 weeks or it's next week.
Okay.
I don't remember. I think it's May 13th, though. That is the book 3 of the 5 Queendoms series. And it's not that it's coming out, but that I'm really excited about it, that the Burning Kingdom series is up for a Hugo Award, which I'm really excited about because it's in Seattle, where I'm at. So I get to actually chair it in person.
Oh, congrats.
Ooh, amazing. That's so cool. So you're going to actually go to the ceremony?
Yeah, why not?
That's so cool. I mean, you got to see some pictures from that for sure. You also narrated another Alien book, right? Not too long ago?
A little while ago.
Was it Seventh Circle or no?
No, I didn't.
You didn't do that one.
I didn't do that one, and it's really frustrating because we were trying to make it happen schedule-wise, and it just couldn't work.
Well, that's okay. Yeah.
But yeah.
But I think there were some other ones that you might have done since the last time we've talked. You were pretty on the Alien world for a while there.
Yeah. I did Aliens Bishop, which was me and 4 other narrators. Yeah. That was fun.
That's pretty cool. Anything else you want to plug before we close out? Any place people could find you?
Just I'm in the usual places on Instagram and TikTok for now. Blue Sky, trying to be on there more. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Awesome. I'm actually digging Blue Sky. It took me a little bit to like warm up to it, but I've been into it lately.
I just keep forgetting about it, and then I'm like, okay, no, I want to get rid of the other stuff. So
I know, yeah. Like it feels like a kind of a better place than like Instagram and especially Twitter or X or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Twitter. It's still Twitter.
It's Twitter. Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, okay, we'll link your stuff and we'll plug the books as well. And so again, a big thank you. Khalid, do you want to give us a little Patreon plug and close us out?
Yeah, I do. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out the Frankenbits. That's what we call our Patreon, where we drop cool little extras. We love talking about monsters, but we have other things that we like to talk about as well. And you can find a lot of those subjects over at the Patreon. The $7 tier is for producers. We have some awesome producers on there that help us do things like get Joe a replacement microphone and just keep up the odds and ends of running a little business that this has turned into. But yeah, if you like us and you want to support us, that is definitely a great way to do it. There's other tiers besides the $7 one. You can even do it as low as $1 a month. Anything helps. Anything is appreciated. Shiromi, yeah, it was just so delightful to see you and talk to you again. Thank you for introducing Labyrinth to me and Joe. And yeah, thank you all at home for listening or wherever you listen from. Until next time, creep it easy.